Hi guys, it is August 22nd. It was just yesterday, like 6 minutes ago or 7 minutes ago. It's already tomorrow. I hope you guys are doing well. It's been quite a while since I made a video. Kind of just been on and off working and trying to relax, but over the course of time you realize, in this economy now, even as a respiratory therapist, you kind of have to stay busy. You kind of have to utilize your money better, and you have to focus. You really do. And me working night shift, it sucks. I'll just be honest with you. Working night shift has definitely messed with my sleep schedule more than anything else. There's times where I'm only sleeping for 2 hours a day. Sometimes I'm sleeping the whole day somehow. And believe it or not, those days where I am sleeping the whole day, I feel rested completely. But on the days that, that I'm working, I only sleep like 2 hours and then I'm just exhausted. And it's hard. It's definitely hard having a work-life balance as a nighttime respiratory therapist. But I mean, you get used to it. You try to, like I said, you always want to utilize your money that you're making as a respiratory therapist and put it into other outlets that's going to generate you passive income. So this is more of like an update video to where, as you guys know, I already have a house. Pretty soon, I'm pretty confident I'm going to be buying another house, either at the end of this year or middle of next year, just depending on what I have going on. Still doing the 2 jobs. I don't know if I made a video where I dropped the nursing job, but I only work two jobs now. My PRN and then just my full-time. A lot's changed since any new videos. I'm more motivated, if that makes sense. I just turned 30 in July, and I realize, not that respiratory therapy is not cool. I love respiratory therapy. It's not difficult. As long as you know what you're doing, you're educated, you can pretty much literally run the show. And with that being said, there's always some type of way to where you can just make money without necessarily have to really do much if you just utilize your money now. So what I've been doing is I've been saving money for my rental business, and I'm obviously going to be using that money to obviously buy another rental. And my main goal is obviously to have 2 houses, but I want to have the rental income come in so that way I can go to school full-time, because I definitely do want to do cardiovascular perfusion. And I've been trying to get my prereqs out the way. I only have to do chemistry 1, chemistry 2, and then physics, and then that's pretty much all I need, and then some letters of recommendation. And that way I can get started on my perfusion program. It's only a 2-year program. I'll be taking it at what's it called? I'll just say an education hospital. And the pay's pretty good. Just like respiratory therapy, it's pretty good, but what I'm trying to do now is really good. Definitely a high 6-figure income job. And you don't hear too many people say that they want to be perfusionists. And I've been slacking. I don't want to lie to you guys. I've been slacking on trying to focus on my classes. It's just I'm generating so much money from respiratory. I really didn't really see the need for it. But as I'm watching the economy and just calculating numbers, and the more older people I see that are like homeless, not homeless, but the more older people that I see that are struggling, and they're like 77, 80, just saying that they have nothing to their name, it's just like, I pity them, but I just don't want to be in that situation. So I've been a lot more proactive in just necessarily working. So I was taking classes, or a class, this semester. We're in the fall semester. And I've only been taking chemistry. And, when you work nights, it's hard. It really is, at least for me. I don't want to say it's easy. Now, I know I'm a smart person, but when you're working nights, you're just exhausted. And the hospital that I work at, there's always something going on. It's just how it is. So I pretty much already have BiPAPs already set up, the ventilators, things in that nature. And, life goes on after that. But if I really want to focus on my goal to further my education, I definitely want to get a second house or some type of rental property, obviously, so I can generate some income. And, what I've been doing now is doing pretty good. But like I said, it's just, I want to just be able to maybe be an RT, maybe part-time or PRN, and really just focus on my education. And when you look at, whenever you're trying to further your education, whenever you are a respiratory therapist or whatever shoes you're in currently, try to utilize what your hospital offers. So my hospital is partners with an educational hospital, and they give you financial assistance and discounts just for me being an employee here. And, I can definitely, I'm sure I can qualify for some scholarships and, go from there. But I mean, going back to what I was saying earlier, like I'm more motivated now. And me being 30, listen, I want you guys to really listen. Me being 30, I didn't realize like there was still so many people from like when I was 20 that like despise me. My friend the other day was telling me like I'm on some type of app, and mind you, I haven't been doing anything but just working and just really just staying on the low, just trying to maintain my goals and do what I need to do. And I'm looking at it, and it's someone obviously that I dated. I know who it is. I could put pieces together because they used a picture of me when I was like 19 or 20 or 21, one of the three. And I was like, this person is so miserable that she literally became like her mother. And I wish I could really talk about my personal dating life when it came to that, because obviously no one's gonna believe me. We live in a society where if a woman, and I'm not being a sexist, we live in a society where if a woman says, a man did this, they're gonna believe the woman. But that's how it is. Can't really do anything about it. You just have to face it and move forward. Now, honestly, I would really appreciate if that person would just really not even think about me, really, because I don't even think about her. I'm just trying to do my own thing. I'm just trying to make my money, go back to school, get my education, and live a better life. Not that I can't live a better life now, but like I said, the money's good. I'm not complaining about the money that I make now. It's fantastic. I'll be honest with you guys, I've been such a workaholic the last couple of months. I'm bringing home 9K from just working 2 jobs, PRN and full-time. I've been picking up a lot of overtime, but I've also been picking up some hours at my PRN. And how I've been doing that is, sometimes people don't want to work during the days, and then some people don't want to work at night. So I've been kind of balancing working day shift and night shift. Now, obviously night shift, you get the shift differentials, and that's where you make the most money. But it motivates me to constantly better myself, because I'm not necessarily a person who, I'm not vengeful. I don't really seek revenge. It wasn't that wasn't how I was raised. And for that person to say the things that they said, I wouldn't say it wasn't. I mean, I don't care. I I have the story of everything that happened, the real story. But like I said, there's two sides to every story. But it's just a matter of, what you want to believe and who's going to believe it. But I'm more motivated because people just don't think that I'm capable of, improving myself. And, I'm not making this video to be bashful or, anything in that nature. I want everyone that I've ever met in my life to literally have a good life and live it. But, this instance happened like during COVID. I was the only one working two jobs, going to school. I worked at Walmart and Office Depot at that time. So I was trying to hustle. But obviously, in today's age, working two jobs like that, low level, like Walmart and Office Depot, is necessarily not enough. So that's why I went back to school and, became a respiratory therapist. This is literally the stepping stone to see what's in the medical field. I'm pretty confident you guys will see a video of me in medical school soon. Not soon, like soon, but like when I get there. I obviously still have to take those 3 classes and, progress my story, but I'm more motivated because, I don't know, I feel like I'm that Kobe Bryant mentality, the Mamba mentality, to where now, even though I'm 30, I don't feel like I'm old. I have energy. Sometimes I'm tired from working night shift, but it's like just leave me alone. Just let me do my thing. But, people don't want to leave you alone. So my main focus going forward is I want to become more educated, obviously. Even though I'm incredibly intelligent, I was like the top 5% of my class. More intelligent, obviously. I want to be able to have a steady workout routine. Skin's getting a little, it's glowing, it's getting there. But I don't know if you guys can see it, but I have dark circles under my eyes, but that's just because of night shift. But I just want to improve. I just want to be a better person. I don't want to dwell on things that necessarily don't benefit me, because there's no point in doing that. Whatever happened in the past is the past. I want to move forward in my life. I don't necessarily want to reach back out and even contact any of my exes that I was close with. And I hope that just shows you the type of person that I am, because the other day I was on the phone with a buddy, and I only weigh like 180 pounds, and this lady's car stopped like in the middle of the road, and my buddy was on the phone. I know he was talking, but I just not necessarily ignored him, but my attention was more directed towards the woman whose car just stopped in the middle of the road, and I was the only one that pushed the car out of the road while everybody else just looked. So I was like, it just tells you something. My main goal truly is to be a better person. I enjoy helping people. I enjoy listening to people. But when people are negative, that really motivates me to improve myself even more. And it's weird. Like I said, it's like that Mamba mentality that Kobe Bryant had. And sometimes even if you're tired, you have to do things you don't want to do or think you don't like necessarily can't do. And I realized if you just push through it and take things like day by day, you can get through anything. And you know, that's why I do what I do, and that's why I work the way that I work, and that's why I hold off on things that I know that I can definitely get, but I'm very picky. So just some more life updates, you know. I go on dates every now and then, but like I said, when you work night shift, you pretty much you practically sleep, so it's kind of hard. There was one girl at Publix. I don't see her anymore, but she worked at the pharmacy. She was beautiful, but I was in that mentality to where like I was like, should I go for it? So, but oh well, I missed my chance. I don't see her there anymore. She usually works the weekends. She was a beautiful girl. She looked like she was Colombian. But, you know, it's like my mindset is just, I'm more focused. And, you know, I can't do this forever. So that's why I'm working hard now. So that way later I don't have to. And I necessarily don't have a problem with it now. But I know my older self is going to thank me whenever I'm on a cruise ship somewhere just chilling, not necessarily worrying about bills or, you know, something crazy. Because, I mean, respiratory therapy has its days where it's cool, and then sometimes it's just ridiculous. Like, for example, the hospital that I work at now, it's in an area where people obviously don't take care of themselves. Like, it's really bad here. And people will overdose on who knows what, anything and everything. And when you get patients that are like in their younger 20s, I'm talking about like 23, mid 20s, 26, and they're overdosing on some type of laced weed, and it's just foolishness. Life cannot be that hard to where you have to take your own life, and not only you suffer, but you're making the ones that love you and, you know, want you in their life suffering. Like, I don't know, I just think that's selfish. And there's always a choice. You don't necessarily have to do stuff like that, but everyone's in their own world. But it is what it is. But it's just what we go through, apparently, as respiratory therapists. Somebody can't breathe, we gotta be there. So, but yeah, I'm more motivated. I got really off topic with that, but I'm more motivated. I just want to be a better person. I want to start attracting good attention. I don't want negativity. I don't want people who are sneaky and just negative. I'm very a pacifist, and I'm very nonchalant unless you poke me. But I mean, that's what I'm aiming for. I just want to be a better person. I want to attract good things, and I just want to live comfortably. And respiratory therapy has definitely helped me compared to, you know, Walmart back in the day. So with that being said, I think I gotta go check a vent. So it was nice seeing you guys. I'll probably make another video. I think the next video, I already have a good idea of what I'm gonna do. I just need the time and the area to do it. But this is the first time I made a video here. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.